I'm calling in the creator to the CEO who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. With me, Katrina Julia, as your host, multi-passionate entrepreneur, creator, and CEO who has walked from fear to faith, self-hate to love, corporate to calling, and continues to, with experience in 7+ industries, 7,000 plus creators and startups, to creators to Fortune 500 brands, including Google, NBC, Victoria's Secret, and more. If you are ready to create it like never before, in faith, wellness, wealth, marketing, business, travel, and more, this is the show for you. If this is your time to have freedom in all forms as you create it like a boss, let's create it. Welcome to Top 10 Things to Do in Egypt. I traveled to Egypt for the second time in my life, and my brain is blown in every way. The first time I traveled to Egypt was after finishing my MBA on a mother and daughter trip. We spent about a week in Egypt, flying into Hurghada, Egypt, on the Red Sea from Warsaw, Poland. On an incredible group trip, we took a cruise on the Nile from Luxor, Egypt, and spent 3+ nights on the Nile, including a visit to Aswan and 2 nights in Hurghada, Egypt, where I went scuba diving. Egypt is known for its thousands of years of history, tradition, and diversity. With its magical and majestic ancient landmarks like the pyramids and the temples, Egypt's culture captivates globally. People continue to marvel at how the Egyptians created the pyramids thousands of years later. I promised myself I would return to see the pyramids in Giza, an ancient wonder of the world. I kept my promise with a visit to the pyramids and a photo shoot. Someone pinch me. If you haven't checked out that blog post and episode on the podcast and the binge-worthy video on my Egypt series on my YouTube channel at Limitless Global Girl, definitely check those out. And the blog you can easily access via the link in the show notes with the 75+ tips, tools, and tech, and then search for Egypt. With my travel to 7 continents, now at 39+ countries, Egypt called me to visit again. I traveled from Cyprus with a stop in Rome with 2 flights from Wizz Air, landing in Hurghada, Egypt. Hashtag not sponsored yet. During my full-time travels in Egypt, I stayed in Hurghada, Egypt, in Sal Hashish with Oskana Homes at Azura Red Sea in a beautiful resort-style compound with homes, resorts, markets, pharmacies, and beaches along the Red Sea for a month. I adored my Airbnb stay in Egypt for a condo for less than half of what I would pay for rent in Atlanta. Hashtag girl math. And I've hyperlinked the reference points of the Airbnb and whatnot in the blog post with Egypt as well. So a day in the life in Egypt included my Sacred 7 morning, including a workout with Peloton, the Peloton app, focused on my primary project with brand proposals via LinkedIn, Brain Trust, and Indeed in less than 2 hours, scheduled 5+ emails for using templates for the 75+ tips, tools, and tech in Kajabi, had a walk with via the in Azura Sal Hashish and breakfast. Then went snorkeling in the underground city, literally underground city, along the banks of the Red Sea at Sal Hashish, and the family chat with and friends via WhatsApp. In Cairo, I stayed at an Airbnb with a pyramid view with pyramid icons. As I entered in the Airbnb, I was in awe and wonder at not only the view, but also a jacuzzi in the room, incredible care with George and his team and service and delicious breakfast. It is time to put Egypt on your bucket list. Whether you spend 1 day, a week, or a month like I did, you will love it. Some highlights: Egypt is culturally and historically known for so many aspects. The culture spans the millennia, from the awe inspiring monuments of the ancient pharaohs to the bustling streets of modern Cairo. The legacy of ancient Egypt, with its pyramids, temples, and hieroglyphs, reflect human achievement and ingenuity. On my first trip to Egypt, my mom and I got our names done on papyrus in hieroglyphic as well. Influenced by civilizations like the Greeks, the Romans, and the Arabs, Egypt's heritage is a vibrant mosaic of the past and the present. Today, the country's rich tapestry of traditions, art, and architecture continues to captivate visitors from all over the world. Side note, pieces of the blog post are written with AI, like the facts and figures, so that I didn't spend time Googling all throughout like I used to. Did you know that the world's largest air museum is Luxor, Egypt? You can also find an incredible video of my visit on a day trip to Luxor on my YouTube channel, and also embedded within the blog on my top 10 things to do in Egypt. And no, my voice is not AI generated. This is 100% me. Strategic location: Egypt is located in the northeastern corner of Africa, bordered by the Mediterranean Sea to the north and the Red Sea to the east, Sudan to the south, and Libya to the west. It shares maritime borders with Israel, Jordan, and Saudi. The country is strategically situated at the crossroads of Africa, Asia, and Europe, making it a vital hub for trade and commerce throughout history. Its capital and largest city is Cairo, situated in the northern part of the country, also along the Nile River and on the edges of the Mediterranean as you go further into the north. The world's longest river. If you didn't know, the Nile is the world's longest river in the world at 4,132 miles. It flows from Central Africa northward through northeastern Africa to the Mediterranean Sea. It has three principal streams: the Blue Nile, the Atbara, and the White Nile. I took a felucca ride at sunset this time on the Nile for the first time. Beautiful beaches. Sal Hashish and Hurghada boast some of the most beautiful beaches along the Red Sea coast, with its soft golden sands, crystal clear waters, and clean and clear and pristine environments. The perfect destination for relaxation and recreation. And I also was a digital nomad as I traveled here and had zero issues with upgrading to more gigs with my Wi-Fi. Luxurious resorts line the shores, offering exclusive access to private beach areas with all the amenities you need for a day in the sun. Whether you are into water sports like I am, like snorkel and scuba and free dive, or simply want to relax and rejuvenate by the sea, Sal Hashish has something for everyone to enjoy. Don't miss the opportunity to witness spectacular sunsets, painting the sky with vibrant colors, creating unforgettable moments on these stunning shores. Egypt's archaeological treasures are a testament to the country's rich and storied past, from the iconic pyramids of Giza to the temples of Luxor and Karnak. Each site tells a story of ancient wonders and their achievements. The Valley of the Kings holds the secret of the pharaohs and the nobles, while the Abu Simbel temples and the Temple of Hatshepsut showcase the grandeur and the beauty of ancient architecture. Saqqara's Step Pyramid, which I didn't visit yet, stands as a testament to the evolution of pyramid construction. These wonders continue to captivate people all around the world, offering glimpses into a bygone era of splendor and wonder. Egypt cuisine is a delightful fusion of flavors influenced by history and cultural heritage. From incredible spices to grains to beans, Egyptian food offers a tantalizing array to the taste buds. Staple ingredients like rice, lentils, and fava beans form the basis of many meals, such as koshari, which I tried for the first time visiting during my travels to Egypt. Street food favorites like ta'amia, Egyptian falafel, and shawarma are enjoyed by locals and travelers alike, while dishes like makshi, stuffed vegetables, and molokhia, green soup, showcase the country's love for boldness. With its diverse array of dishes and vibrant flavors, Egyptian cuisine offers a culinary adventure that is absolutely destined to delight any foodie around the world. It's not easy to narrow down Egypt to a top 10, but here goes. Number one, take a boat ride on the Red Sea in Hurghada, Egypt. Number two, dive and snorkel in the Red Sea. Number three, visit pyramids and a photo shoot in Egypt, the ancient wonder of the world. Number four, eat breakfast with a pyramid view at Marriott's Mina House. Number five, experience a desert adventure with a Bedouin village, camel, ATV, and dune buggy. Number six, have a self-love and care day at a hammam, spa, and massage. Number seven, take beach days at Sal Hashish and visit Paradise Island. Number eight, explore the world's largest open-air museum on a day trip to Luxor. Number nine, cruise on a Nile in a felucca sailboat. And number 10, experience Egyptian museums and the world-famous bazaar, Khan al-Halili. As always, take what I share with a grain of salt and make your travels your own. Travel to Egypt is easy with all major airlines flying in and through Hurghada, Cairo, Sharm el Sheikh, and more. I flew into Hurghada via Wizz Air from Larnaca via Rome on a direct flight from Rome, but two flights because I went Larnaca, Rome, Rome, Hurghada. Undoubtedly, Egypt offers memorable experiences in the country. I experienced so much during my month in Egypt. I spent 3.5 weeks in Hurghada, which I absolutely am so grateful and adore that I did that, and about a half a week in Cairo during my second time traveling to Egypt. No matter how much time you have to travel to Egypt, make the most of it. Whether you spend a day, a week, or months in Egypt, make any travels your own. And putting these top 10 things to do, I considered how I would experience travels, knowing what I know now to make it easier and more enjoyable for you. Number one, take a boat ride on the Red Sea in Hurghada, Egypt. I am 100% a water baby. I love being in the water. I love the silence underwater. I love the marine life in water that takes my breath away. I adore swimming, surfing, free diving, and scuba. One of the many reasons I chose to stay by the Red Sea is because of the sea. My favorite experiences from the past have included free diving in Honduras, swimming with turtles in Mexico, and surfing in Costa Rica. And you can find those on the show and on the blog. The Red Sea is a major body of water that lies between northeastern Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. It's renowned for its stunning coral reefs, vibrant marine life, and crystal clear waters, making it one of the top destinations, especially for divers all around the world. Hurghada is a prominent Egyptian city located along the Red Sea coast. Originally a small fishing village, Hurghada has transformed into a bustling resort town, drawing tourists from around the globe with its beautiful beaches, luxurious resorts, and thriving underwater ecosystems. One of the main attractions in the Red Sea, particularly in areas like Hurghada, is the boat ride experience. I went on boat rides when snorkeling, diving, and on a visit to Paradise Island. Here's why it's considered a must. You have access to remote dive sites, opportunity for live abroad trips, relaxation and scenic views, chances to spot marine life like tropical fish, coral reefs, sharks, dolphins, whales, sunset cruises, and romantic getaways. The sunsets in Egypt are incredible with varying shades of pink, orange, and yellow. Number two, dive and snorkel in the Red Sea. As the sun peaks over the horizon, casting a golden glow across the tranquil waters of the Red Sea, I eagerly prepared for my first diving trip in over 3 years. Yes, I've gone free diving and snorkeling in the last 3 years, but I hadn't gone diving in quite a while. And if you didn't know, I'm an advanced scuba diver. I became certified in college as a college course for college credit at Sam Houston State University. And I also went diving in the Red Sea after finishing grad school, so I was definitely feeling it as I prepared for my dive. Time flies when you're having fun every single time. Since about 3+ years had passed since my last scuba dive, I knew I wanted to take a refresher course, and I discovered the White House Dolphin Center in Hurghada, Egypt via Get Your Guide. Mohammed and the team are incredible. The pictures and videos I received as part of the experience, unfathomable, one of my favorite words. The boat sliced through the azure waters in the varying colors and hues, carrying me towards the first dive site. As I approached the location, anticipation bubbled pun intended, within me. Donning my dive gear, I took a giant leap into the sea, immersing myself in the world of vibrant colors and marine life. Side note, whenever you snorkel and or dive, I definitely recommend you get a phone cover because as long as you're staying within 10-ish feet, you can take incredible shots with your phone and video. Descending into the depths, I marveled at the kaleidoscope of coral formation, teeming with an array of tropical fish darting to and fro. With each dive, I explored new underwater landscapes from bustling coral gardens to intricate wrecks adorned with marine creatures. Just call me the Little Mermaid. And there is an incredible video of all the behind the scenes and my dives on my YouTube channel and linked within the blog post and my YouTube channel at Limitless Global Girl, the blog, fitlifecreation.com/blog, and simply search for Egypt. Number 3, visit pyramids and a photo shoot at Egypt's ancient wonder of the world. Egyptology has fascinated me since high school. As a gift after finishing my MBA or Master's in Business Administration, my parents gave me a trip from Poland to Egypt with round trip tickets, 5-star hotel, and a Nile cruise. And it cost about $500 as we bought it from Poland. Hashtag travel smart. My mom and I traveled to Egypt because of a tourist scare in Cairo at the time. The tour operator veered on the cautionary side and canceled the Cairo and pyramid part of the trip. I promised myself I would return to Egypt to visit the pyramids. Here I am. When researching different options to experience Egypt's ancient wonder of the world, I knew I wanted it to be unforgettable in every way. I stumbled across an Airbnb experience with pyramids and a photo shoot with Egypt Eye. Oh my God. Each and every moment unforgettable, and a full video linked in the blog and on my YouTube channel, Limitless Global Girl. And I got over 300 incredible, definitely photo shoot and Instagram worthy pictures. And side note, I went on a cloudy day and I was a bit concerned with the haze. And actually, the pictures blew me away. So definitely still go. As sometimes when the sun is too bright, actually that can impact the pictures more on the like not so good side. Number 4, breakfast with a pyramid view at Marriott's Mina House. I experienced queen-like royalty treatment at Mina House. Before coming to Cairo, I researched the best places to eat with a pyramid view, and I discovered the Marriott Mina House with awe and wonder, with so much history and culture. I arrived with so much gratitude for this moment and everything it took to get me here. Even before I sat down to eat the delectable breakfast with a pyramid view, over 5 team members gravitated to me and commented on my beautiful energy and apparent gratitude. Coming to Cairo for the first time and Egypt for the second time, I researched someplace special with stories and culture and views of the pyramids. I am so grateful I found Mina House. So big shout out to Marriott. Hashtag not sponsored yet. The story of Mina House goes back to presidents, celebrities, changemakers, families. Wow. President Roosevelt, Princess Diana, and Will Smith are some of the recognizable names likely you've heard of that have all stayed and or possibly more at the Mina House, including different treaties that have been negotiated and more. I came and ended with a pyramid-facing table on the edge of the water. I sat in awe and wonder. Mahmoud Helmi was so kind, the food amazing and so delicious. When I went in and met Moran and Chef Mamdou, who's been there over 20 years, my experience went to a whole new level, complete queendom. The entire time I felt like royalty, and I literally came solely for the breakfast, you guys. The chef went above and beyond, inviting me to try different Egyptian dishes I had not tried before, from falafel's cousin to molasses and more. And the breakfast at the time was about $25 and well worth it. To true connections, to priceless moments, to conversations, and so much gratitude. And there is also a video in my Egypt series on my YouTube channel at Limitless Global Girl. And it's literally located at the foot of the Giza Plateau. And you can see the varying pyramids literally come to life right before your eyes. Number 5, experience a desert adventure in Egypt. So the last time I traveled to Egypt, I did not go on a desert adventure with a Bedouin village, a camel, an ATV, and a dune buggy. And it was absolutely a once in a lifetime experience. You can see for yourself also on my full behind the scenes video at linked in the blog, as well as on my YouTube channel and the Egypt series. Number 6, have a self-love day at a hammam in Egypt. So after years of transformation from the inside out, you can definitely check all my 7 themes of transformation in that blog, Transformation from the Inside Out. I am a huge believer of taking time for you. On Valentine's Day 2024, I visited Sultan Hammam, not sponsored yet, in Hurghada, Egypt, and experienced one of the best massages of my life. And I think it's been the first one since pre-pandemic, now that I'm thinking about it. Because as I was traveling through the pandemic 2021 and 2022, I don't recall if I definitely went to hot springs in Costa Rica, but I don't think any massage sites were open. So the Sultan Hammam is a renowned spa and wellness center located in Hurghada, Egypt. And we ended up going through a dry and wet sauna. And when I say we, it was a group of people. Jacuzzi, the scrub, which was literally to die for, and then hour and a half long plus massage. Number 7, beach days at Sal Hashish and visiting Paradise Island. I talked about Sal Hashish earlier with its clear waters, pristine beaches, and upscale amenities. And Oskena Homes, the Airbnb I stayed in, is located within Azura Red Sea within the Sal Hashish Resort. And I went on beach walks constantly, and I also shared numerous videos on my YouTube channel as well. And Paradise Island is accessible via tour only, and I ended up having an incredible impromptu photo shoot with the team. And you can also see that video on my YouTube channel. Number 8, explore Luxor, the world's largest open air museum. So this is my second time visiting Luxor on the east bank of the Nile River in southern Egypt. Renowned for its wealth of archaeological treasures, Luxor is a must visit. The first time I went was with my mom in the middle of June in 125 degree plus Fahrenheit. This time I visited in February and it was much more enjoyable. I traveled on a day trip with Get Your Guide. Our guide, Nana, is super cute and funny. She kept calling us her kids. She was like, my kids, my kids. So when you watch the video on my YouTube channel, you'll see and hear her. She's so adorable. We visited Karnak Temple, Valley of the Kings, the Nile River. Actually, we took a boat ride through the Nile, incredible buffet lunch, Hatshepsut Temple, the Alabaster Store, and more. Number 9, cruise on a Nile in a felucca sailboat. I wanted to experience my last night in Egypt in a unique way. I thought to myself, sailing on the Nile at sunset in a felucca is perfect. I discovered an Airbnb experience with Mo, who is incredibly kind and served a beautiful French family and I wonderfully. And there's also a video you can see on my Egypt series on my YouTube channel. Number 10, experience Egyptian museums and the world famous Bazaar Khan al-Khalili. During my travels to Egypt, I visited the Egyptian Museum on my own with an Uber and the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, where the royal mummies are housed, with my pyramids and photo shoot experience in Cairo. In the Egyptian Museum, I spent about an hour or so. The most memorable is the sheer volume of Egyptian antiquities and the Tutankhamun exhibit. The artistry, the abundance, the attention to detail of the Tutankhamun artifacts is astounding. You're not able to take pictures and or videos. So what you'll see in my blog post is taken from, I believe, Unsplash as well. And there's also behind the scenes video. The EMC Museum, which is also known as the Museum of Egyptian Antiquities, is most renowned for its extensive collection of ancient Egyptian artifacts. And within the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, I saw royal mummies, which was also a whole vibe. Like all the mummies you hear about as well, from Hatshepsut to others, were also in the royal mummy exhibit. Khan al-Khalili. So definitely gives Aladdin vibes. It's one of Cairo's most famous and vibrant marketplaces, renowned for its bustling atmosphere, array of shops, rich historical significance. I visited on a Thursday afternoon after recommendations from a guide to visit on a weekday. I was called Shakira constantly, which you can also see in my video on my YouTube channel. The Hana Halili Bazaar dates back to the 14th century when it was established as a caravanserai or a roadside inn to accommodate traveling merchants and traders. Over the centuries, it's evolved into a commercial hub. Its labyrinth is lined with centuries old buildings adorned with intricate Islamic architecture details, arches, domes, motifs, hence the Aladdin comment and vibes, and adorable cafes and restaurants that serve falafel, kosheri. I ended up sitting down and eating kosheri. And the particular place where I sat, it's been in his father's and grandfather's uh, lineage, so to speak, for 20 plus years. And you can see that in the videos and on my Instagram too. So, is travel to Egypt exciting you yet? Whether you want to experience the Giza pyramids, scuba diving, or snorkeling in the Red Sea, day trips to Luxor, any of my other top 10 things to do in Egypt, you will love it. What interests you to do for top 10 Egypt things to do first? If you would love to create it like a boss and a life of freedom, you will love my 75 tips, tools, and tech in my creator and CEO circle that you can find in the link in the show notes. Let's create it. And if you would love to be featured in our creator series, take a look as a creator at the bottom of the blog post that's linked in the show notes with all the details, with the questionnaire and more. And we have features in our travel publication, our wellness publication, and Inspiring with Influence options as well. And if you